Let's go back to Kevin Torres in the Information Center. Kevin, we've been kind of picking apart the president's speech, and you have some more sound bites for us.
I sure do. You know, the thing is, as you were saying there, Eric and Cheryl, is that this stretched back for months, going back to August, when they had a tip that Osama bin Laden might be hiding out inside this mansion in a rocky terrain area in Pakistan along the Afghan border. So last week, they heard a more accurate description of where he might be, and today the president decided to give that call ahead and say, go ahead to the Special Forces troops, go in there and take him out. Sure enough, NBC News is reporting that it was one bullet to the head, and that that is exactly what took out Osama bin Laden. One of the interesting things inside this entire story, though, is sort of the U.S.'s relationship with Pakistan and how it was actually Pakistani officials who helped the U.S. throughout this entire investigation.
Today, at my direction, the United States launched a targeted operation against that compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. A small team of Americans carried out the operation with extraordinary courage and capability. No Americans were harmed, and we will remain vigilant at home and abroad.
So the president saying there that no soldiers were hurt at all, and that is also some really good news. One of the things that he did not touch base on directly inside that soundbite was the close relationship that the U.S. has with Pakistan, and that earlier today the president called up the president of Pakistan and explained this entire situation, and they were both so relieved of what happened, but also knowing that the possibility of something else to happen, a possible terror attack down the road, could happen, and of course that is something that authorities are keeping a close eye on. In fact, NBC News tweeted about 30 minutes ago saying that the FBI is sending out to local authorities more information on this case, and we even heard from Dr. Shaul Gabai, who was saying that, you know, this doesn't mean it's necessarily over. While we might have a sigh of relief right now, there is still plenty down the road that the U.S. has to look out for. Cheryl and Eric, one of the things is that Osama bin Laden, he had plenty of followers, a lot of people who believed in his effort to attack the United States and any other country that he did not agree with. And one of the things that the FBI is certainly going to keep a close eye on is any copycats, any followers who might want to continue in his footsteps. So of course, still plenty more developments, but of course there is a huge sigh of relief across the nation. We saw in Washington, D.C., where people are cheering. Down in New York City, along the Ground Zero Memorial, there are a lot of people there with candles holding a candlelight vigil, so starting their own memorial in a sense.
Interesting, you were talking about this relationship with Pakistan that has at times been fractured, but it is also an important ally. And I thought it was so interesting that the president took such care to talk about that, saying that he had called the president of Pakistan, saying that it was a good and historic day for both nations and that they needed to keep working together against al-Qaeda, for the same reasons you were mentioning, that there are so many people who have continued in that fight in all these years that Osama bin Laden had been underground.
You know, Cheryl, the thing is that while the two countries may have their differences, there is one thing that they had in common, and the fact that they both felt that Osama bin Laden needed to be taken out, because not only did he attack Americans, but he has also attacked Pakistanis in the past, and this is something that the president of Pakistan certainly wanted to take care of as well.
Yeah, President Obama had said that was his #1 mission for the CIA when he came into office, and you can check that off the list tonight.
All right, Kevin Torres, thanks for the update.
Sure.